Hello, my grade 4 students. Welcome to another SST lesson. Today we're going to discuss lesson 1 of chapter 3, Understanding Regions. The learning objective of this lesson is to identify how and why people divide places into regions. We've learned way before that the United States is one of the biggest countries in the world, isn't it? It is a federal republic with 50 states. So let's find out why it is divided into different regions. Before we go further, grade 4, let's define first the 7 challenging words of this lesson. Okay, let's start with number 1, region. It is an area with at least one feature that makes it different from other areas. Basically, a region can be defined by natural or artificial features. For example, a language, a government can define a region, as can forest or climate. Number 2 is interdependence. People and places depending on one another for resources, products, and services. In short, dependent on others for some needs. And if you still remember class, we also learned this word from our science lesson. It is simply how living and non-living things depend on one another. Okay, number 3 is natural vegetation is the plant life that grows in an area, or it is a plant community which has grown naturally. Number 4 is ethnic group is made up of people from the same country or people with a shared way of life. Or you can say that it is a group of people who are considered to be the same or multiple ways. For example, they may all have the same ancestors and they speak the same language or they have the same set of cultures. Number 5 is a verb. Modify means to change. Number 6, we have technology is the way people use knowledge and tools to make or do something. It includes machine, grade 4, like computer, your cell phones, and we call them modern technology. In our Color History lesson, we've learned about Stone Age, which is the development of simple tools from wood, right? And the discovery of fire. Those are examples also of technology. And the last one is communication is the way people send and receive information. All right? Grade 4, let's find out what are regions. Think of all the different landforms, climates, countries, people, and industries that are part of our world. It's a lot, isn't it? It would be difficult to describe them all at the same time. So for this reason, class, people divide the world into regions. Okay, again, when you say region, it is an area with at least one feature that makes it different from other areas. And each place in the United States is part of many kinds of regions. For example, a certain place could be an urban region, coastal region, rural, a desert region, or a Spanish-speaking region. All right, so a certain region may be large or small. And the continent of North America is a region as well, and the neighborhood where you live is a region. So understanding region grade 4 makes it easier to understand the world. We can talk about how places are alike and different. Regions differ, but they still depend on one another. So let's find out some examples. Animals in the desert region may depend on rivers that flow out of a mountain region. And people in urban regions depend on farming regions for food. All right? So these are examples of interdependence. Again, people and places depending on one another for resources, products, and services. People grade 4 create many kinds of regions. However, regions can be sorted into 4 main types. So let's find out what are those. Okay, number 1, we have political regions. So let's see what it means. A political region is a place where people share a government. Every state, city, and town is a political region. The United States is also a political region. Creating political regions great for helps people live and govern in an organized way. So all the people who live in a city follow the same local laws and have the same city leaders. They also know exactly where their city begins and ends. A city's boundaries or borders are set by law. Okay, number two is physical regions. Physical regions are based on natural features. So these features include landforms, rivers, climates, or the kinds of wildlife that live in an area. Physical regions also may be based on natural vegetation. So again, when you say natural vegetation is the plant life that grows in an area. Physical regions class are based on nature, but people still define them. Okay, a forest ranger, for example, might divide the United States into regions. These regions might be based on the kinds of trees that grow in different places. Unlike political regions class, physical regions do not have exact borders. For example, the change from one landform region or climate region to another happens gradually. Next, we have economic regions. Economic regions grade 4 are based on the way people in an area use resources to meet their needs. For example, many people in Texas, Louisiana, and Oklahoma earn a living by drilling for oil. Others earn a living by making products from oil. For this reason, these three states could be grouped together as one economic region, an oil-producing region. Okay, and number 4, we have cultural regions. A cultural region is an area in which the people share certain ways of life. A cultural region grade 4 may be defined by religion, by language, or by main ethnic group that lives there. Okay, the United States has a variety of cultural regions. At the same time, the entire United States could be called a cultural region. The reason is that everyone who lives there shares certain American ways of life. Okay, and let me share this with you. Many new immigrants grade 4 settle in neighborhood where people from their homeland have already settled. Okay, so this allows them to continue speaking their first language and to be surrounded by familiar customs and traditions. Okay, look at this picture here. It is a Chinatown, a neighborhood in San Francisco, California, is an example of a cultural region. All right, so that's the first part of our lesson, grade 4. And next time, we're going to continue about the region change or how region change and connect. All right, bye for now.